Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Iga Swiatek sparks Serena Williams comparison as top coach reveals her recent shift. Wimbledon may be in the rearview mirror, but its echoes still roar, especially on the WTA stage. As the U.S. hardcourt swing begins with the DC City Open, one name still lights up conversations: Iga Swiatek. Her crowning moment at SW19, lifting the Venus Rosewater dish, has drawn the attention of none other than legendary coach Rick Matchy. Known for molding Serena Williams in her youth, Matchy now sees shades of the same fire in the Polish powerhouse. While big names like Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka fell short at the grass court, Swiatek soared, and Matchy isn't shy about where his praise is pointed while comparing to the American GOAT. Iga Swiatek stormed her way to her maiden Wimbledon crown in ruthless fashion, dropping just one set across 7 matches. In the final, she dismantled American Amanda Anisimova with a jaw-dropping double bagel, 6-0, 6-0, making a thunderous statement on center court. Her domination has the American media buzzing, but it's Rick Matchy, legendary coach of Serena Williams, who's leading the praise. Matchy doesn't just applaud Swiatek's game. He dives deep into her mental strength. In his view, the calm ferocity, unshakable focus, and championship mindset Iga carries mirrors that of Serena herself. That's not praise, it's a coronation. During a stirring interview with Sport.pl, veteran coach Rick Matchy laid bare his admiration for Iga Swiatek, drawing a powerful parallel to his most famous prodigy, Serena Williams. With the conviction of a man who's seen legends born, Matchy declared, "We recognize champions by how they react to adversity." Iga has entered territory previously reserved for Serena Williams from an earlier generation. She can dominate just like Serena. In the case of both tennis players, there were obstacles, but what matters is how they came out of them. Matchy didn't shy away from highlighting Swiatek's recent mental battles either. In the spring, she struggled a bit on her favorite clay surface. You could see that she competed with herself. "Maybe she lost some self-confidence then. But I knew it would pass," he said. And pass it did. The 24-year-old now owns 6 GS singles titles, still shy of Serena's iconic 23. But age and momentum are firmly on her side. In Matchy's eyes, Swiatek's trajectory is locked on a double-digit number of titles. The Polish media had been eager for Matchy to expand on his recent social media post, where he called Iga a Polish pit bull. And the coach delivered. Her style of play and fortitude have reached the highest possible level in recent days, and that's why I called her the Polish pit bull, he explained, clearly thrilled to unpack the reasoning behind the fierce nickname. He praised Swiatek's shift in approach on grass, noting, "She played more aggressively, and not in the style she is used to on clay courts, which is very difficult to introduce. It is said that you have to hit differently on grass, but this is easier said than done." Matchy also credited her serve and slice as decisive tools in her Wimbledon run, saying they helped her a lot. But the admiration came with a note of caution. At 70, Matchy has seen dynasties built and toppled. And now, as Swiatek eyes the top spot, he warned the tennis world, "A Polish threat is coming for the throne, and she's not here to ask permission." Rick Matchy tips Iga Swiatek for year-end number 1. Just yesterday, legendary coach Rick Matchy fired off a tweet that crackled through the tennis world like lightning. "It will happen sooner than later, as Iga will again be number 1 on the planet because her mind is made of granite," he declared. "Not a lot of points to defend, and the Polish Punisher will be number 1 by year's end." The prophecy, as bold as it gets, but if the stars align, Matchy's words might just become fact. Currently, Aryna Sabalenka rules the WTA kingdom. Since she dethroned Iga Swiatek last October, she stomped through the rankings jungle with 38 weeks of sheer dominance. She's now the only player besides Serena Williams to crack the mythical 12,000-point barrier, a badge of war that proves her top dog status. Swiatek's no slouch, though. She scaled the 11,000 mark this May, yet Sabalenka's post-Wimbledon surge widened the chasm. With 12,420 points, she leads Gauff by 4,751 and Swiatek by another 856. That buffer won't crumble overnight, but the clock is ticking. Sabalenka has a fortress to defend. With 5,025 points stacked from late-season triumphs in Cincinnati, Wuhan, and the U.S. Open, plus deep runs in D.C. and the WTA Finals, she's got a mountain to hold. But one stumble, and that mountain starts to crumble. Coco Gauff faces her own uphill battle. With 3,060 points on the chopping block, including 2,300 from China and the finals, any slip could send her tumbling. Her 2024 form hasn't exactly screamed invincibility. Now enters Swiatek, Wimbledon champion, unbothered and battle-hardened. With just 830 points at stake, her path is surprisingly clear. Sabalenka might lead now, but the 1,412-point gap is no Everest. The Polish Punisher is lurking in the shadows, her eyes locked on New York. Can she reclaim her U.S. Open crown, which she won in 2022? The hunt begins. Iga Swiatek sparks Serena Williams comparison as top coach reveals her recent shift. In the glittering and unpredictable universe of professional tennis, few stars have shone as consistently and dominantly in recent years as Iga Swiatek. The Polish powerhouse, who captured global attention with her stunning Roland Garros victory in 2020, has since solidified herself not merely as a champion, but as a standard-bearer of a new tennis era. But in a recent development that's sending ripples across the tennis community, a top coach has drawn parallels between Swiatek and none other than Serena Williams, arguably the greatest to ever pick up a racket, a shift noticed by the inner circle. The source of this striking comparison isn't a wild fan theory or a media exaggeration. It comes from someone who knows the subtle mechanics of greatness, former Grand Slam winning coach and high-performance specialist Patrick Mouratoglou. In an interview that quickly spread through social media and sports channels, Mouratoglou commented on a notable evolution in Swiatek's game and demeanor. "There's something very Serena-like about Iga now," Mouratoglou noted. "Not just in her physicality or her technique, but in the way she dominates space, the aura she brings onto the court. I've seen this shift recently. It's mental, it's emotional, and it's tactical. From prodigy to powerhouse. When Swiatek burst onto the scene, her appeal was raw talent and youthful unpredictability. She was like a storm, unrefined, wild, but exhilarating. Now, her play is sharp, calculated, and precise. Her footwork slices through clay like it's her natural habitat, and her backhand has become a weapon of both artistry and destruction. But perhaps the biggest change, and the one that Mouratoglou references, is psychological. Swiatek no longer plays as if she has something to prove. She plays as if the match is already hers to lose. That level of mental command is something Serena Williams crafted over decades. To see it emerge in Swiatek, who's only in her early 20s, is both stunning and a little daunting, for her rivals at least. The mental game, a Serena parallel. Mouratoglou's comparison digs deep into a less visible, yet critically important realm mindset. Serena could lose a set 0-6 and still walk into the second set with the belief that she would win the match. That psychological resilience is rare, he said. Iga has developed that kind of clarity. You can see it in her eyes. She's stopped reacting to pressure. She's started creating it. Indeed, recent matches have shown a more intimidating, more composed Swiatek. Gone are the moments of visible tension. Instead, she controls the tempo, the rhythm, and even the emotion of the court. Like Serena in her prime, Iga now arrives with not just rackets and skill, but presence. Her team's role in the shift. Credit must also go to her coaching team. Under the guidance of Tomasz Wiktorowski, Swiatek has embraced not just a tactical shift, but a philosophical one. Her focus on mental health and mindfulness, meditation, journaling, working with a sports psychologist, has given her not just mental sharpness, but serenity. There was a time when Iga would overthink, Wiktorowski said in a recent press conference. Now she listens to her instincts. She's begun to trust her decisions in real time, and that makes her dangerous. Much like Serena, who leaned heavily on the trust between herself and her longtime coach and father Richard Williams, Iga has found strength in stability and belief. The consistent energy around her team is now translating to consistent results on court. Serena's legacy, a blueprint for greatness, to be compared to Serena Williams is no light matter. With 23 Grand Slam titles, an unmatched competitive fire, and a legacy that transcends tennis, Serena set a bar so high it almost felt untouchable. Yet here comes Swiatek, not mimicking, but echoing. Where Serena was thunderous, Iga is a quiet storm. Where Serena unleashed power, Iga combines it with grace. Yet both command the crowd. Both understand momentum. Both wear the pressure of expectation like a badge of honor, not a burden. The physical edge. Swiatek's recent physical transformation hasn't gone unnoticed either. Her endurance has become Herculean. In the heat of battle, on clay, grass, or hard court, she outlasts opponents not just with rallies, but with relentless intensity. This is another Serena-like quality, that ability to physically dominate matches late into sets. Fitness experts have also pointed out Swiatek's increasing explosiveness, her improved serve, faster recovery time between points, and enhanced upper body strength. These are the hallmarks of an athlete thinking not just about now, but about a long and decorated career, the rivalries and the future. Of course, no Serena comparison would be complete without discussing rivalries. For Serena, names like Venus, Sharapova, and Azarenka define different chapters of her journey. For Swiatek, the emerging rivalries with Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, and Coco Gauff serve as crucibles in which her own legend is being forged. Each match between Iga and these elite peers is increasingly being watched not just as a contest, but as a saga. And if her current form continues, Swiatek may soon become the measuring stick for greatness, just like Serena once was. More than just wins. What's perhaps most Serena-like about Swiatek's journey is her growing influence off the court. She speaks out on issues like mental health, war, and gender equity with maturity and grace. She does it not for clout, but with conviction. Much like Serena, Iga is becoming a voice as much as a racket. She recently launched a foundation aimed at supporting youth development in sports, with particular emphasis on psychological support. Sport isn't just physical, Swiatek said. It's human, and every athlete, no matter how strong, carries unseen weight. The verdict, a comparison with a caveat. While the comparison to Serena Williams is flattering and increasingly justified, it's also worth recognizing Swiatek for who she uniquely is. She may follow in Serena's footsteps in terms of dominance, presence, and legacy, but she walks with her own rhythm. As Muratoglu himself concluded, Serena is one of one, but Iga may be the first of her kind, a modern champion shaped by both fire and mindfulness. In a sport that thrives on generational shifts, Iga Swiatek seems not to be stepping into Serena's shoes, but rather building a new path, one Serena would undoubtedly respect. And if this recent shift is any indication, tennis is about to witness a new reign, not as a replacement but as a revolution. The queen may have changed, but the crown remains just as dazzling.